तर आपण स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ atoms बघत होतो. Structure of atoms. Okay, in this chapter we are first seeing three fundamental particles. Correct? What are the three fundamental particles? Yes. What are the three fundamental particles? First is electrons, then protons, and okay, tell me who discovered electron? J.J. Thomson, correct? And who named it? Stowing. J.J. Thomson discovered and who named it? Stowing. Who discovered proton? Wolstein. Wolstein, and even the work was done by J.J. Thomson, because this J.J. Thomson, then Wolstein, they were actually co-workers, or we can say teacher and student. So here also J.J. Thomson has done the work. Who discovered neutrons? Chadwick. Who discovered neutron? Chadwick. Okay. Can you tell me, students? Can you tell me a charge on electron? Yes. Minus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Correct? What is the charge on proton? Yes. Same charge, but just plus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Actually, this minus sign indicates that it is the charge of electron. Actually, her charge minus का electron is minus, so the charge is minus. While proton is plus, so here I am putting charge plus. What is the charge on neutron? 0. It is a chargeless. It is chargeless. Okay. Now tell me, students, if you talk about the mass, because these numbers you should remember. Directly question is asked, what is the mass of electron in grams? Yes, 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 28 grams. Correct? So in kg, 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. Correct? What is the mass of proton? 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 24 grams. So in kg, 1.66 into 10 raised to, and here is same mass is there of neutron. Correct? So same mass, that is 1.66 into 10 raised to, actually it is 1.67. 675 slightly, but we take it equally. Actually, it is 1.673. This is 675, but then it is in grams. And then in kg, 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 27. Can you tell me, students, its mass in AMU unit? Do you remember that number in AMU? Tell me. Okay, its mass in AMU is 0.0054886 AMU. This is the mass of electron in AMU. And do you know that hydrogen is how much times heavier than electron? 1837. Because this is 0.00548 and hydrogen is nothing but proton. Hydrogen ला आपण काय म्हणत असतो? Proton. So can you tell me mass of proton in AMU?
1.0.
It is 1.0075. And what is mass of neutron in AU? Okay, what I do?
1.00.
Just listen here because we are revising the chapter. Now you don't write anything. What is the mass of neutron in AMU? It is nearly the same. So it is slightly greater. It is 1.00 something 89. Okay. Now, do you remember E by N ratio for electron? What is E? E is the charge. What is M? Mass. Means same thing I am taking. Correct? No, 1 point here. 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. I have taken the charge. M means mass. Mass in gram, I am taking 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 28 grams. So here, if you calculate it, it comes 1.76 into 10 raised to 8 coulomb per gram. How much? 1 point. In electron discovery, who discovered electron? J.J. Thomson. Do you remember one discharge tube was taken? Like this one discharge tube was there. This where electrode. The electrode which is attached to negative terminal of battery. Tell me what it is called. The electrode which is attached to negative terminal.
Cathode.
Which is attached, yes, this is called as cathode, not anode. And one which is attached to positive terminal.
Anode.
Anode. Correct. And here some gas was taken. You can take any gas, but which gas I explained that time? You can take any gas into it, but that time I explained hydrogen gas at very low pressure. At very low pressure. To reduce the pressure in this tube, here what was attached? Vacuum pump. Vacuum pump was attached. You can take any gas in this. I explained hydrogen gas, you can take any gas. Why you can take any gas, that also I'll explain. But students, what was the volt taken here? How much volt?
10,000 volt.
Yes, very good. 10,000 volt. More than 10,000 volt. Look here, students. This discharge tube experiment हे खूप old experiment होतं. जसं आपलं lightning होतं. जसं पावसाच्या दिवसात lightning होतं. That same situation he tried to create in lab. Same situation he tried to create in lab. So how much volt was taken? More than 10,000 volt. Because actually this gas at lower volt will not ionize. And we want to ionize this gas. या गॅसला काय करायचं आपल्याला? आयोनाइज करायचं म्हणजे त्याचे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स बाहेर काढायचे ना. That's why so high volt was taken. Gases at lower volt will not ionize. That's why such high volt was taken. Some books will mention here 10,000 to 15,000 volt. 10,000 to 15,000 volt. Okay. Suppose we are taking hydrogen gas at very low pressure. Why very low pressure was taken? Because the scientists did not want this gas to have intermolecular attraction between them. हे जे गॅसेसचे मॉलिक्युल्स ते फार दूर दूर पाहिजे म्हणून प्रेशर काय केलं होतं खूप. So see here. Now, if this hydrogen gas is there, H2. Students, if I am breaking this into its atom H and H. Okay. Now tell me, this is hydrogen's nucleus, correct? How many proton? Hydrogen atomic number 1, mass number 1. So how many protons are there? Neutrons 0, electrons 1. This electron we want to remove because we are doing discovery of electrons. So this is one hydrogen atom, and there is a second hydrogen atom here, third, fourth, like this. Many hydrogen atoms will be there, no? Yes or no? Like this, many hydrogen. That's why he had taken very low pressure because he did not want that hydrogens to come together. So at very high volt, what will happen? Now, this is what cathode. Some rays came out through this cathode. And these rays will hit this electron. This electron will be ejected. Then I can say this gas is ionized. Ions are formed. Negative ion and positive ion, because proton is positive, electron is negative. We wanted to separate the ions. That's why we, in properties, we have written that this rays, we say that time they said which rays? Cathode rays, because it is
Cathode
coming
rays.
from. It is coming from which electrode? Cathode. That's why they were known as cathode rays. So we have written that time one property of cathode rays. Cathode rays are able to ionize the gases. Cathode rays are able to ionize the gases. Because this cathode rays will hit this electron will be ejected. So electron will be separated, proton will be separated. Means this gas is ionized. This gas is ionized. And then, now this rays we cannot see. That's why what he has done, he has something he has done. What is it? Fluorescent material. Redness gray. Fluorescent material. If any charged particle strike that, it will glow. So here is found that some, like this spots were seen. Do you remember which color spots were there? Green color spot. Then, so electrons will penetrate this, and here like this spots are being seen. Okay, so this was discovery of electrons. Understood? Then E by M. That time I told you one sentence. E by M is constant for all the gases. What does it mean? In this ratio is constant, or this ratio is not dependent upon the gas given in the discharge tube as well as electrode. Is independent. Student, that time I told you E by M is independent. What is the meaning of it? This E by M ratio for electron is independent. It does not depend. But why it does not depend? Tell me why it does not depend. Yes. Why this E by M is independent? Are students?
The gas taken is discharged to.
Yes, instead of this hydrogen gas, if I take oxygen gas, will that oxygen gas has electrons? How many elements are there in periodic table? Out of that, at least 15 will be gases. So if instead of hydrogen, if I take any gas, will this E by M ratio change? Because all elements have electrons. So can I say electron is a fundamental particle? सगळ्यांकडेच इलेक्ट्रॉन असतात. तुम्ही तर हायड्रोजन घेतला काय, ऑक्सिजन घेतला काय, हा E by M चेंज होत नाही. It will not change. You take this electrode of any metal, still E by M will not change. That's why I told you to write one sentence that E by M is independent on the gas taken in the discharge tube as well as electrode used. This E by M will be fixed 1.76 into 10 raised to 8 coulomb per gram. It will be fixed. You take any gas, because this experiment is to find electrons, and electron is a fundamental particle. Everyone is having electrons in it. Understood? Okay. Now, same experiment who had done for discovery of proton? Goldstein. Same experiment. Because now here what goes into this direction? Electron. What is the difference here? Proton. Proton will go in opposite direction. No? Proton will go opposite direction. And I told you there were some. This was a teacher-student relationship between J.J. Thomson and Goldstein. So what he had done, he just quoted ZNS in this side. Which side? Back of cathode. Now rays are coming from. So this initially this was called as anode. One more name was there. What was that? Canal rays. Because what Goldstein did, he took this cathode and this was anode. And like this whole CR panel, this is called as perforated. And it is looking like it's coming from canal. So this was called as canal rays. It was called as canal rays. And here on ZLS screen, some spots were seen. And do you know which color spots were there? Red color spots. Which color spot? Red color spot. Can you tell me E by M ratio to this? That is 9.6 into 10 raised to 4 coulomb per gram. But I say here E by M is dependent. Here I said independent. I say this is dependent. Why? Yes, correct. Yes, number of protons are different for different elements. Number of protons are different for different elements. So this E by M is dependent. What about E by M of neutron? Zero. E by M as neutron is having any charge or not. So E by M is what? So like this chart you need to make so you can finish most of the things. See here, this exam, whatever exam you are going to do, it is MCQ based exam. Correct? So if you simply keep on reading, okay, discovery of electron, discovery of proton, if you simply go on reading theory, it will not work. Theory बिल्कुल वाचायची नाही, एकदाच वाचायची बस. Like the chart you need to make so that you will be remembering these numbers properly. Sometimes directly, once it was asked, what is the charge on electron? So it should click to you. The charge on the electron is minus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Okay. Now, we will continue with electrons. How I can find molar mass of electron? Molar mass. What is mean by molar mass? Yes. See here, because electrons are different, but they are talking about E by M for one electron. Here this one electron. That's why now here also you see E for what? Charge, but whether mass will be different. No? Every time this mass will be different because number of protons there will be different. Here we are talking about one electron. So here it is dependent. Here this value is from CD. Okay, now tell me how we will find the molar mass of electron. What does mean by molar mass? Molecular mass. What is meant by 1 mole? Yes, first chapter we have done. What is 1 mole?
6.022 into 10 raised to 23.
0.022 into 10 raised to 20. Okay. This number you should remember. What is this number here? You know, students? Yes. Charge on one electron. What is the charge on one electron? 9.1 into 10 raised to
Minus 28.
we are finding mass. What is mass of one electron? Mass of one electron. Sorry, mass of one electron. Because we are going to find molar mass. So mass of one electron. In grams, you tell me mass of one electron. 9.1 into 10 raised to
minus 38.
minus 28. So how we will find molar mass? Tell me how we will find molar mass. So what is this mass of one electron? How much is mass of one electron? 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 20. What is this 6.022 into 10 raised to 23? So if I say 1 mole of carbon, so we will say it contains 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 atoms of carbon. If I say CO2, is it atom or molecule? Molecule. So, or a compound, we'll say 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. So can I say Mass of one electron is this much. Then mass of one mole means how much? 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 will be x. If you multiply this, and this number you need to always remember. If you multiply it, you will get 5.5 into 10 raised to minus 4 gram. So directly question is asked, what is the molar mass of electron? So what is the molar mass of electron? 5.5 into 10 raised to minus 4 grams. So convert this into kg. 5.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 kg. In milligram,
0.55.
can I write 0.55 milligram? Understood? So this number you need to remember. CF stands. This is very easy. Mass of one electron is this much. And 1 mole means what? Avogadro number. So what will be the mass of Avogadro number? Means this 1 mole. It will be this much. 5.5 into 10 raised to minus 4 grams. Understood this? Okay. Now what kinds of questions are asked on this? Okay, see here. What is such types of questions we are seeing? One question is asked, how many electrons weigh 1 gram? Just tell me how to solve this. How many electron weighs 1 gram? Yes, Pranjal, tell me how to solve this. How many electron weighs 1 gram? Question is straightforward. How many electron weighs 1 gram? Yes.
One point one.
Just tell me one electron. One electron. What is the weight of one electron in grams? Yes. How minus 9.1 into 10 raised to 1 gram. They are asking how many electrons.
1.1 into.
This is 1 gram. Here, if you cross multiply, you'll get number of electrons. एक electrons of weight 9.1 into 10 raised to. What they are saying? How many electron weighs 1 gram? So this is gram. Here I'll put 1 gram. Here you'll get number of electrons. So if you cross multiply, you get number of electrons. Understood how to solve this? Okay. Similar question now. Similar question. Calculate charge on 1 mole electron. Let's solve this. Calculate the charge on 1 mole electron. Yes, solve this. Okay, you know what is the charge on 1 electron? How much is charge on 1 electron? Minus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Then 1 mole means how much? 6.022. So this is very important question. Charge on 1 electron, that is minus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. I say 1 mole electron. So 1 mole electron means 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. How much? 9 point 10 raised to
4.
understood. Actually, this comes out to be 96485.3 coulomb. How much? 964.85.3 coulomb. And then what they have done? They have taken it as approximately as 96500 coulomb. This is the charge on 1 mole electron, and this is equal to 1 Faraday. Faraday scientist, I heard. So 1 Faraday is equal to 96500 coulomb. Approximation केले 96500 coulomb. Okay, because in questions are asked like this here. Now, aluminum. What is the atomic number of aluminum? 13. What is the mass number? 27. Okay, now 13 means, can I write it like this? 283. 283. Tell me whether it will take electron or whether it will give electron to become stable. It will give electron. How much electron it will give? 3. So can I write like this? Al minus 3 electron gives Al plus 3. Because it has lost how many electrons? That's why what will be the charge on it? So here they are asking how many Faraday of electricity is required here. How many Faraday of electricity? Here we have come 1 mole electron. 1 mole electron means 1 Faraday. 1 mole electron means that is equal to 96500 coulomb. 96500 coulomb. So can you read this? How much moles it is? The one is here, nothing is written, means this is 1 mole. Here how much mole is there? So directly can I write answer 3 Faraday? Straightforward question is there. How much Faraday of electricity is required to convert Al into Al3 plus? This is not in the chapter. This is in chapter called as electrolysis. In 10th also you might have heard electrolysis. There 1 Faraday. But from where this 1 Faraday charge has come? This is the charge on 1 mole electron. Directly you remember some approximation they have done and they have fixed this number 96500. That is equal to 1 Faraday. To convert sodium into Na plus, how much Faraday of electricity is required? To convert sodium into sodium ion, 1 Faraday, because sodium is 281. So how many electrons it will give? 1 electron. So like these questions are asked. So you need to remember from where this 96500 charge has come. That charge is of 1 mole electron. Always remember that is equal to 1 Faraday. Many times the question of Faraday is asked. Okay. Now, see the next question. How many electrons are present in 1 coulomb charge? How will you solve this? Tell me. At this method you tell. No need to tell me the correct answer. Just tell me how many electrons are present in 1 coulomb charge. Response 1 electron means how much charge? 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 1.6 into 10 raised to 19 coulomb. Yeah, 1 coulomb. Just cross multiply. This is charge of 1 electron. They have given just 1 coulomb charge. They have so many electrons. Understood? समझते क्या? Yes. Now, tell me this. Yes, tell me the answer. 625. Yes, that's correct. Okay, now solve this. Okay, this question was asked, solve this. How many moles of electron weighs 1 kg? Very nice question. How many moles of electron weighs 1 kg? How you will solve it? That's why I said these numbers are very important. How many moles of electron weighs 1 kg? Students, if I ask you a question, 1 mole electron, if I ask you what is its weight? Just now I have written on the board 1 mole electron. Weight, not minus. Just now I have written 1 mole electron weight. 5.5 into 10 raised to minus 7. Because I want in kg. Actually in gram it is 4. But I want in, so this here. 5.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 kg. Then 1 kg will get moles. Students, a number minus na put that is 5.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 kg. If you don't remember this, then where you need to go? 1 electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to how much? Minus 31 kg. Then you need to convert into moles by multiplying it by 6.02 into 10 raised to 23. And then finally you get this only 5.5 into 10 raised to minus 7. That 1 kg is X. Means what I am talking, students? 1 mole. This is the weight of 1 mole. If you are able to remember this, you can solve this very fast. Are you getting it? So we have finished electron, proton. Now who discovered neutrons? Chadwick. How he discovered? Do you remember? How he discovered? He did some bombardment experiments. What is that? Yes, he has taken beryllium. What is the atomic number of beryllium? 4. Mass number?
9.
9. And he bombarded with what? Helium. He bombarded with helium. Are helium 2 plus is nothing but alpha particle. Helium 2 plus is nothing but alpha particle. Helium. What is the atomic number of helium? 2. What is mass number? 4.
4.
Now just add this. 2 plus 4. 6 means you will get carbon. Yes. Carbon 6. How much? Atomic number is 6. Mass number 12.
12.
But if you add this 9 plus 4, 30. What is produced? Neutron is produced. What is produced? Neutron. If inside of one boron is shown. What is shown? Boron. What is the atomic number of boron? 5.
5.
Mass number
11.
11. Not 10. It's 11. Plus again helium 2, 4. 5 plus 2, 7. Which element will get? Nitrogen. Nitrogen is 7, 14. But look at this. 11 plus 4, 15. This what is produced?
Neutron.
Not telling me. Helium. This is helium, correct? In helium, tell me students, how many protons are there? Wait, I will draw the nucleus of helium. How many protons are there? 2. How many neutrons are there?
2.
How many electrons?
2.
This is one electron, this is one electron. If I am able to remove these 2 electrons, here I write minus 2 electrons. This electron and this electron I am removing. So what is left, students? Can I say only nucleus of helium is left, which consists proton 2 and neutron 2. Can I write it as helium 2 plus? Because how many electrons we are removing? 1 and 2. This is nothing but alpha particle. If they ask you what is alpha particle, so can I? Some books says nucleus of helium is alpha particle. Is it correct? Nucleus of helium is alpha particle, which contains plus 2 charge. Because how many electrons are removed? 2 electrons. Understood? So this was discovery of neutrons. Discovery of neutrons. Now, there are 118 elements in periodic table. Okay, if you take, for example, any element, or directly we will take an example. Suppose if you take sodium, what is the atomic number of sodium? 11. What is the atomic number? Atomic number is represented by Z. It is nothing but number of protons, which are always equal to when it's neutral. When it is neutral, if it is at charge, then we'll see what to do. Okay, what is this? Mass number. Mass number represented by. It is represented by A. It is proton plus neutrons. Got it? Okay, we'll just take any example. Suppose we take phosphorus. What is its atomic number? 15. What is its mass number? 31. If I ask you how many protons are there in phosphorus, how many electrons are there? How many neutrons are there? 16. So in case of neutron, are we doing A minus Z? Mass number minus atomic number, you get neutrons. Okay, this everyone knows. If this everyone knows, then you might be knowing what is isotopes. What is isobars? What is isotopes? Same atomic mass. Same atomic mass. Isotope. This is the confusion. When it comes isotopes, then it comes isobars. Then there is a confusion. Isotopes means what? Same atomic number, but different. One more thing is also same. What is that? Okay, chemical property is same. These are atoms of same element. These are atoms of same element. Here, this is hydrogen. This is hydrogen. This is hydrogen. This is 1 1 1 2 1 3. These are 3 isotopes of hydrogen. But are they atoms of same element? They are atoms of same element. Having same atomic number but different mass number. Having same atomic number but different mass number. Okay, what is this called? Is it called E12? This is called as 1 3. Out of this, can you tell me which is the radioactive? The Strontium is radioactive 1 3. Okay. Now, can you tell me any other isotopes? Okay, carbon. Carbon 6 12, carbon 6 13, carbon 6 14. Out of this is the radioactive. Is it atoms of same element? All are carbons, same atomic number, different mass. Are you getting any more isotopes? Chlorine 1735, chlorine 1737. This is the isotope of chlorine. But can you tell me, periodic table, why we don't show 2 positions for chlorine? Or why we don't show 3 positions for hydrogen? Yes, because today's periodic table is arranged according to atomic number, not mass number. Here atomic number is what? Same. So they will get only 1 position. Because today's periodic table is arranged according to atomic number, not mass number. Initially, when periodic table was discovered, there was scientist was there who analyzed it according to mass number. Who was that? And who did lot of work in periodic table? Yes, Mendeleev. But the biggest mistake he made that time, he arranged it according to mass number. And then who corrected him? Moseley. So nowadays it is not called as Mendeleev periodic table nor Moseley's periodic table. Nowadays periodic table which you get, what it is called? Modern periodic table. Because more work was given done by Mendeleev. If you remember in class 10th, it was told, I think so that time 63 elements or something was found. He was able to classify all the 63 elements. Who Mendeleev? Okay. So this was of isotopes. Can you tell me what are isotopes? Okay. One more thing, what she told about isotopes. Isotopes are having same chemical property. Chemical properties depends upon number of electrons. Chemical property depends upon number of electrons. You see now, chlorine 17, 35, and chlorine 17, 37. This is atomic number. Atomic number, is it changing? No. Means are electrons changing? Electrons are not. So chemical property depends upon electrons. It does not depend on mass. Chemical property. How chemical property is what? How this chlorine will react to different chemicals. It depends upon number of electrons. And electrons are not changing. So their chemical property remains same, but their physical property changes. Because you see, physical property means its rate will also change. Because this is 35, this is 37. Understood? Now, isobars. Tell me what are isobars.
Same mass number but different atomic number.
Very good. Same mass number, but different
Atomic number.
Give an example. Tell me what is the atomic number of carbon? 18. Mass number
40.
40. What about calcium? 20.
40.
Atomic number different. Mass number opposite of
Same.
isotope. Opposite of isotopes. So it is called as isotopes. So tell me, will it chemical property will be same or it will be different? It will be different because number of electrons are different. So the chemical properties will be different. Okay. After isotope, isobars, what else we have seen? Yes. Isodiaphers. What are isodiaphers?
Same number of neutron and proton.
Same number of difference. Same number of difference between neutron and proton. Same number of difference between neutron and proton. That is called as isodiaphers. Okay. Now, for that, one formula I had given. Do you remember that formula?
A minus 2Z.
A minus 2Z.
A minus 2Z. A minus 2Z. Okay, tell me. Suppose this is uranium 92 to 38. And this is thorium 90 to 34. In exam, they will ask out of this which are isodiaphers. Now to check which are isodiaphers, this is neutron minus proton. But instead of this, you can use this formula. A minus 2Z means A here it is mass number minus 2 into 92. What will be the difference? Yes. 92 into 2 minus 2, 38. 54. So, what is the difference between neutron and proton? 54. Here you will check. 234 minus 2 into 90. Is it 54? So, I can say these are isodiaphers of each other. Actually, isodiaphers means what? This N minus P of these both are same. And so, there is one shortcut formula for this A minus 2Z. So, they will clearly ask you a question. That is, are these isodiapers of each other, or they will give different pairs. They will ask which are isodiapers of each other. So there you need to use the formula A minus 2Z. Are you getting it? Okay. Then I think so isotones. What are isotones?
Same number of neutrons.
Very good. Same number of neutrons. Same number of neutrons. And to find neutrons, now only I told you formula. What was that formula? A minus Z. Mass number minus atomic number. Okay, so silicon 14, 30, phosphorus 15, 31, sulfur 16, 32. All these isotones of each other. These are isotones of each other. Okay. But many a times this on this concept question is asked. That is isoelectronic spaces. Many a time question is asked for isoelectronic. What is this isoelectronic?
Same number of electrons.
Electrons. Same number of electrons. See, I'll give some examples. N2O, C2O, CO2, N2O and CO2 are these isoelectronic. What is the atomic number of nitrogen? 7 into 2, correct? Plus 8. Tell me how many electrons? 22 electrons. What about this? 6 plus 8 into 2. 22 electrons. Then neon, how many electrons? 10 electrons. Sodium, how many electrons? How many electrons? 10. Magnesium, how many electrons? 20. So either they will do like this, compounds, or they will use some charge spaces. Here you see now, suppose aluminium, how many electrons? So these all are isoelectronic spaces of each other. At least in NEET 3-4 times, in JEE 2-3 times, this question directly is asked. Out of this, which are isoelectronic? Very easy question. If you know the atomic number, you'll solve this. So these are isoelectronic spaces of each other. Then one last was there. What was it? Isostars. Isostars. What are isostars? They should be isoelectronic as well as isoatomic. They should be isoelectronic plus isoatomic.
Same number of atoms, same number of electrons.
Check how many electrons are there. 22. Now only we have seen no. These are how many electrons? 22 electrons. These are so 22 electrons. Now how many atoms of nitrogen are there? 2. Oxygen 1. Means 3 atoms are there. So can I say this is triatomic? This is also triatomic. Carbon 1, oxygen 2. So this also 3 atoms are there. So they are isoelectronic as well as isoatomic. That's why they are called as isostars. Can I say all isostars are isoelectronic, but all isoelectronics are not isostars? All isostars are isoelectronic, but all isoelectronic is not isostars. Okay, one more example we will take. N2NCl minus. Definitely I can see here 2 atoms. Here also 2 atoms. Definitely it's an isoatomic, but let us check whether it's isoelectronic. 14 electrons. Carbon 6 plus nitrogen 7 minus 1 charge means what? We need to add 1. This is the major confusion, students. In chemistry, if there is some positive charge, means that you need to consider that much electrons are less, and negative charge means what? That much electrons are extra or gain. Actually, it's exactly opposite what you learn in mathematics. That's why many times students are confused here. When it is here minus, you need to add one electron. So it has gained one electron. So understood this? Okay. Now students, this was the fundamental particles. Then comes different structure of atoms. Atomic models we can see. What was the first model and who gave it? Thomson's model. Thomson's model. What was Thomson's model? Plum pudding model. Simply what this Thomson said. Okay. It was also called as watermelon model. Correct? No? Okay. Whatever this is the watermelon. Whatever red part is there, it is proton. Whatever red part is there, that is proton. And whatever seeds are there in watermelon, it is called electron. So according to him, the mass is distributed throughout the atom. Mass is distributed throughout the atom. But today's model, you tell me, is mass is distributed throughout the atom? Where is the mass distributed? Nucleus, and it is very small. How we found that nucleus is very small? By which experiment? Rutherford scattering experiment. Because one out of 20,000 particles came exactly back. From that, they understood it is very rigid and very small space. Because 99.99 which rays were sent? Alpha particles. And what was the source of it? Radioactive substance was there. And what radioactive substance he used?